Hey everybody, it's BDF44 back here with another one. All right, Chicago. Chicago, stand up, man. I'm telling y'all, they got a real team over there in Chicago this year. This is not the Bulls that you are used to by any stretch of the imagination at all. Uh, the short-handed Detroit Pistons went into their building and got ran up out of there. Ran up out of there. The thing about it, man, what people are gonna have to understand about the Chicago Bulls is that now that they got Caruso and Lonzo Ball, um, they've gotten significantly more cohesive on both ends of the floor. You're just simply not the same team because now your ball handlers think both defense and pass first, and they're both athletic, and now they're both hitting their shots. And then you surround them with athletic wings and a all-star center. Um, you have a recipe for success. And it's the Eastern Conference, even though the Eastern Conference is much stronger than it's been in a very, very long time. When you run into teams like Orlando, you run into teams like Detroit, minus Cade Cunningham, and you have those type of games. It's still old Eastern Conference, and a team like Chicago with this type of talent, they're gonna have a lot of fun nights, and this is one of those fun nights for their team. Um, so that's really what I came here to basically express to y'all my excitement for watching that team play. I didn't told y'all about Zoe. I've been telling people about Lonzo Ball for as long as I've been able to basically be aware of what he does, man. And now he's finally becoming what it is that I said he was gonna be. I've had people laugh at me. I remember when he was going through some of his worst stretches, I would tell people that, all he has to do is figure some things out, including re-mechanic, you know, reimagine those mechanics on his shot. And once that happens, he gets around a system that allow him to play like he did at UCLA. And look out because he's going to show you exactly what Magic Johnson saw in him and what everybody else who understands his game says about him. That he can make other people better, and he does that with a special level of a gift. I talked about this yesterday in a video, expressing all the attributes that I see in Lonzo Ball's game. Tonight, he was able to put all of them on display once again. And what I liked is how he protected the rim. There were several plays where he contested guys driving at the rim, and he was able to have some success on a few of those plays. He is turning into somebody who you have to respect his length and how well he's able to defend, even in situations like that. So I already said he was one of the best defensive players playing the point guard position today. And he's only continuing to grow in that area. And that's where he has his little brother. I've been one to say that I think that LaMelo Ball is the more gifted of the two Ball brothers, and that's because LaMelo uh, has a certain level of confidence to his game out the gate. Um, and it translates offensively in a way that Zoe's didn't as early. But I'm telling you, Lonzo Ball is developing into his best self, and that conversation is going to be a back and forth kind of conversation. I think throughout the years as they go forward. I think right now Zoe is starting to step out in front, and say, "Yo, I'm still the big bro right now." Because let me tell y'all something. The way that he's shooting, the way that he's controlling the basketball floor, the way he and Caruso are running that backcourt, um, he looks like he's ready to make an All-Star team this year. Like he looks like a lock for an All-Star appearance. I think at this point, I mean, it's obviously so very early, but you see the recipe for this to continue with absolute ease, so long as those guys stay healthy. Now, health is the thing for everybody, but you know, it, their chance is as good as any. I like where they're at conditioning wise. I like the style of play that they use. So I think it's a good chance that they have an all star or maybe even multiple all stars on this team this year. Because I know Zach and Vucevic will always be a part of that as well. So and then DeRozan, who knows? So this team is serious, man. The Eastern Conference is very strong, but I think a lot of people are expecting certain teams to just be better than the Bulls, and I'm telling you, they're not. They are not, especially if DeMar DeRozan's going to continue to exploit the mid range in such a magnificent way. And I've already told everybody that he's one of the best mid range players. Period. Just period. You know what I mean? But the way that this team particularly takes advantage of the mid-range game, it opens up the floor for everything else. They got two players that really go to that particular play more so than anything else. Patrick Williams and DeMar DeRozan. They love the mid-range game. So while you got all these other slashers on the floor, athletic players on the floor, guys hitting three-point shots, you also got these mid-range guys in between just creating havoc for you as well. So uh, I just I really think teams are gonna have a hard time with this team. I really think that. The question I have about this team completely, besides their health, is Vucevic. Vucevic is a player who uh, he's really fluent. He fits. He passes well. He shoots well. But I just wonder if he's up for all the running that this team is going to be doing. Is he the right center for their style of play? Now, when it comes to the half court, boy, does he help them because they can go to him as a failsafe and run things through him repeatedly. So if it has to slow down a playoff setting, he's the type of center I'd want. But I think throughout the season, with this team being run and gun as they are, it would benefit them to probably sit him some and not make it so that he's playing that style for as many minutes as he's expected to play. I just think that with him having an extensive injury history and taking up as much of the cap of Chicago as he does, if he goes down, he could really collapse all of their momentum. It could collapse their momentum and kind of take away their depth. Uh, but if they would, I'm looking at a guy in Phoenix that I think is one of the best conditioned centers in the league, and although he doesn't stretch the floor like Vuce, he's certainly more equipped to run and gun than Vucevic is, and to be in this system in that way. So I'm not saying they should trade Vucevic for Ayton, but I am saying I'm thinking about what that looks like for both teams at this point. Now, obviously, if Sarver doesn't want to pay Ayton, he ain't gonna want to play. He ain't gonna want to take on that contract, Vucevic contract. But it's definitely something to pay attention to as far as styles of play and the type of center that I think would really flourish running like that and be able to keep up with Zoe and those guys, those wings, and still have enough in the playoffs, you know what I mean, to do the things that they're going to need Vucevic to do. I just look at him as a very serious injury risk all the time, and with this style of play, it increases that even more. So that's my only concern. It's not about whether or not he can help the team or be a star in the system. I think he's going to be a star. I just don't know if he's quick enough to stay going with this pace, and I don't know if he can stay healthy on this team. So that's the next thing. Is he the right center for this? So that's the question. But as of right now, they look great. And I think there's nothing to be concerned about as far as whether or not they're gonna be able to do good things in the regular season if healthy. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do this a lot. So, what I want to say, Caruso is such a fantastic addition. Ayo, that youngster they drafted, love how he runs the floor. Alizé is another player. He's rebounding the ball. As I told you guys, he's a fantastic rebounder. He's showing that early for this team. Brooklyn should have never let him go. Big mistake. And so on and so forth, man. You're just seeing all kinds of good stuff. Now on the Detroit side, they have a very new team. Just to kind of throw in some things about Detroit, and they're missing Cade Cunningham, and the whole thing is built around Cade Cunningham. It's all about Cade Cunningham. So until he steps in, you haven't seen Detroit. You don't know what they are. But what I can tell you they are is a very big lineup, just like Toronto, just like Milwaukee. When Detroit has everybody out there, their starting lineup is huge, super huge. So you're going to pay attention to the fact they have all kinds of size out there. When Cade gets down there and is able to initiate the offense, do the things that he does, create the three-point threat that he is, you'll start to see that offense spread, and then you'll start to see those players really fall into their roles. So I'm not worried about Detroit. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to do anything this year. But it's going to be about who Cade Cunningham is as a basketball player. If he's who they say he is, then he'll lead them where they're going. But if he's not out there, it's like It's like, Portland without Dame. So that's exactly what you're looking at right now. They just don't have who they need to make it go. The motor, K. that's what he is. He's the motor, and they don't have him. So, yeah, man. At the end of the day, all in all, this game was one you want to throw away if you're Detroit. But I did love seeing some of their players get to going. I'm thinking of a guy's name, and it's not coming to mind. You know how that goes. But some of their young players did excellent. I liked what I saw out of Grant. He popped off the page. Sadiq Bey was very good as well. Hamidou Diallo, that's who I wanted to say. I know what he can do. I've seen him play very well for the OKC Thunder. He's a very athletic two-guard who's looking for an opportunity to break out. He's on this Detroit team, and I don't know that Detroit knows that he's got that type of talent, but he definitely jumped off the screen tonight, and he's going to help them. They'll find out soon enough that he's that guy. I don't know to what degree. Is he a superstar? I don't know. But he will step out soon enough. It's the athleticism that he provides and his motor. He's going to turn that into production one way or another. So that's the player I want y'all to know about. Hamidou Diallo with the Detroit Pistons. He's going to step out. And when Motor K gets out there, he's going to be a good weapon for that dude. Slashing and things of that nature. I don't know that he's a three-point shooter. He's not really that. But you catch him slashing, throw a lob or two at him, and he's going to start being a spark plug for that team for sure. So keep an eye on him. Saw some good things out of the veteran DJ Augustin. That was really encouraging. He was driving at the basket hard on Zoe. One of the good plays that Zoe tried to contest at the rim, block shots, he did not get on DJ. I thought that was a very strong take. So little stuff like that just gives you some encouragement. Kelly Olynyk hasn't quite stepped into the role that he had with with Houston. Houston had him in a running gun role, had him rebounding a lot, had him shooting a lot. This is a situation where he's kind of playing as a second string center behind Stewart, and also with Garza. So as they continue to learn their lineup, we'll see what type of role they give Kelly Olynyk. It's going to be tough because he's playing with that boy, like I said, Stewart, and Stewart is going to break out. He's a star in this league, in my opinion. So it's just about how he fits in, and he will. Kelly can play some forward, can stretch the floor and all that, but as far as him having the same numbers as he had in Houston, I don't think his role is going to be as important on this particular team. Important is not the word. I think high usage is the word. It'll be important. They definitely going to need him in Detroit, and he's going to be hitting some big shots for them, but it won't be at volume, I don't think. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, man. I'm just waiting on Motorcade, man. It's all about Cade Cunningham, first pick in the draft. Until he gets down there and recovers from that ankle, and I'm not mad at him for slowing things down with him. They don't have to get him out there all right away and all that, have him rushing into the situation, though. Take your time, heal from that thing, and once he gets out there, like I told you guys in a previous video about that kid, he's the right guy for the job, mentally and game-wise. The only concerns I have about him is athleticism and health for the role that he's going to be given, which is the Dame role. You're the man. I don't know that his conditioning or his athleticism is going to be able to hold that down. His game can hold that down because he makes excellent decisions, and he's a big body who can stretch the floor like crazy and really do anything he wants. But it's going to be the thing. Is he going to be one of those guys that have ACLs, MCLs, stuff like that? I just wonder. He's going to be super high usage. So that's what's up, man. But he's going to be great one way or another. I know what he can do. So that's what I got, man. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to go back and watch some more highlights. BDO44. Peace.